Hello and welcome to another Destiny podcast.
Wait, I'm not ready.
Oh
Pretty sure
no.
you picked up
Shoot.
the end of Cole's song there, so that was unfortunate. But I think I'm gonna start editing out little I don't know spaces dead silence
Cole.
and stuff
You
like
can
that.
just say
Yeah,
Cole.
yeah, it's just
You
gonna.
you goddamn dictator. Everything I say is pure gold. Just ask the fans.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a whole course on how to remove one person's voice from
Ooh.
an audio file.
Well, if you go over to Discord, there's a
Yeah.
little button that mutes him.
Oh, do
And
tell.
Why would you do this to me? Come on.
you kind of got to do on the fly editing that way, but it
Oh,
works
God
out.
damn it.
Okay, welcome to another Destiny podcast. We're starting on time and on the scheduled day as per usual. Not true at all. My name is Newt. I'm joined by Cole and Starlight. First of all, let's start with Starlight today. How have you been? How's your week been?
I've been doing dandy. I had to work this week, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's a hard life.
For
So-
me.
Yeah, so I worked. I haven't done any of the Starlight grind. I've just been informed that I have 16 days, 14 hours, and 53 minutes left to complete the Starlight grind.
Yeah, that's
Which, if I'm at level 18, that gives me not a lot of time. For 82 levels in 16 days.
You can do it. That's doable.
But I work 8 of those days, so technically it's 82 levels in 8 days, which means I need to get over 10 levels a day.
Ooh.
yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm
we
not
go. We grinded. We doing everything we got. I mean, 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you've got to listen twice as much as you talk. Listen.
I mean, you could just pay for the levels.
No, shush. I already paid. If I'm not going to pay more to correct a mistake that I made by paying for something in the first place.
I
Yes.
was gonna say like on that same point. In your defense, you didn't start out playing this season until at least halfway through.
I mean,
Or
I
at least
got
or something like that.
I got like from level 1 to 10 like right away because I was riding that wave.
From Season of Dawn, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got and I was like, you know what? Like small break. Like I'm feeling a little worn out. Like the grind was really real. Let's take a break. And
Yeah.
then that lasted 3 months. And then and then I did like a little bit, and I'm just like, oh, I got 8 more levels. Just hoity toity toy. So yeah, haven't been gaming at all. Running out of time for the Starlight grind. I've been working a ton. Picked up a lot of overtime. The government has announced that people that have my job are getting like some hazard pay finally, which is kind of crazy that we weren't getting that originally, but we're starting.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, we're going to be getting a lump sum one-time payment for hazard pay that's applied to every straight time hour that we worked over the last 16 weeks starting March 16th.
Yeah.
So that's not horrible, and I don't hate that. So maybe
Yeah,
I'll build
I mean-
another PC or
You're making
Nice.
that paper.
no, it's appreciated, and it's I know a lot of other people who are much further on the front lines than I am deserve it a lot more than I do, so I'm happy to hear that they're going to be getting compensated.
Yeah.
Other than that, hey, Animal Crossing's the thing, and
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
it's like the one thing that I can play while waiting for things to happen at work.
Yeah.
So, did we
Assist
lose Cole this early?
No, I'm still good. Support assist for home PCs version 3. Oh no, okay. We'll see what happens. We'll see
Okay.
how it
Who
goes.
knows? What could go wrong? So
Everything, as it turns out.
I've also been finding out that I get a lot of steps in if I play Just Dance on my Switch. So I've been like trying to stay active, and honestly, playing a dance game. We had a little bit of a COVID dance party last night.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Just Dance 2020. It was a good time.
Also,
and yeah,
real quick, I wanted to give the shout out to all 6 viewers that we have in our Discord right now. Started watching 7.
Our chat, you mean?
My
7 in
God,
the
yeah,
chat.
in the chat. 7 in the chat. God damn. One of these days we'll hit actual 14 in the chat, and Chrome just crashed for me. Oh, this is guys.
Classic.
Things are going south real quick here for me. This may
Speaking
be
of
the last you ever see.
speaking of
So,
Animal
yeah.
Crossing and Switch, my girlfriend's Switch is gonna be showing up on the 28th. I'm so excited.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay, nice, dude.
Okay,
That's
you
awesome.
can come to my island and see
Yeah.
what perfection looks
I
like.
don't know if Animal Crossing is the game for me.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah, okay,
He's
fair
not
enough.
wrong. It's
Mm.
I.
You know what
I-
Yeah,
I'll
crucify me. Yeah,
I
sorry. Go
tried
ahead,
it.
Newt.
what I'll
It
do
was-
is
This is your
I'll
funeral?
like is there like one like material that's like super basic and easy to make, but you just need a lot of it? Like turnips. Like do you just need a lot of like,
Turnips you need to purchase. Turnips are a commodity that you need to like buy and sell like stuff.
okay. I'll try to just
Um,
like set up like a fucking sweatshop of just
Honestly,
my
like-
character to make like some material to give to you.
Like the best thing would just be because each day what happens is I'm trying to grind out the final fossil for my fossils section of the museum, which is actually really cool because they set up whole like skeletal remains of all these different prehistoric beings, which is really cool.
Uh-huh.
But I'm down to the last single one and then I've completed the whole thing. But what happens is that if you take you have to take unidentified fossils into the owl who runs the
Yeah.
museum. Nice burp
Mm.
in the chat. And then he assesses them, tells you if he already has them, if he already has them in the museum, and then he gives them back to you. So
Okay.
there's something like there's a huge number of fossils, and I'm down to the final one, and every single time he's just like, alas, we already have fossils such as these, and then I have to go and sell them. So if you could just farm fossils for me,
Sure.
like honestly, we could make this happen. Anyway, Cole, what about you, buddy? How's your last 6 days been?
Last 6 days have actually been, not gonna lie, pretty goddamn fantastic, guys. I've been on a great roll over the past few weeks. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna lie, I'm in a really really good place in my life these days. Just in general, like
Aw.
I'm really happy. So
Another not depressing podcast.
another not depressing podcast. Yeah, exactly.
This is the closest I could get.
Yeah, it's been really good. I've my job called a bunch of us back. Well, one of my jobs called a bunch of us back for a bunch of training
Yep.
for us to be elevated to the next level, essentially,
Uh,
which was a grant
Which is
from the
funny
government.
because your job has to do with elevating people to different levels.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Yeah, so we got a grant from the government. They trained like a good handful of us in this technical position. And so I've been doing that for the past 4 days. It has been such a blessing to get out of my
Nice.
house and have an actual schedule again. And like I'm outside, I'm up in the trees, I'm doing my thing, and I'm pretty damn sure I'm sunburnt, which is fine by me because this pasty ass has to get some sun on it
Same.
eventually. It's like,
Same,
yeah,
buddy.
right. I mean, on camera, God, I look just as
Yep.
about as pasty as
This
Casper.
is
Yeah.
you can't tell because of the pink lighting, but I've gotten a little
Yeah.
bit of sun today.
No.
So
That's
are they
that's skin.
also teaching you guys how to do a 3-point turn in gators? Because I saw that video and that did not look like someone who knew how to do a 3-point turn.
They
That was
were
like-
actually.
That was aggressive.
It was an aggressive 3-point turn. Yeah, that wasn't me. That was my coworker, and that was her first time being trained on those
The
ATVs.
gators, yeah.
Yeah, and like everyone did really really well for that, and I got trained how to drive the gigantic truck all the way up the very very narrow pathway, so I'm very happy with that. Been hanging out with Lady Colossus as much as possible as of late, which hasn't been a whole lot of time, but it's been nice. And just today, I spent the afternoon hanging out with my brother, Durko, as you all might know him in the chat.
Mhm.
And we had a few day bevs, and we plowed through the entire campaign of the Matanui online game, the Flash game from back in the early 2000s.
Oh, that old
The point and click one.
the point and click Bionicle game or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, the Bionicle
Oh
game,
boy.
which is a
That's-
deep dig. And I mean, that was our childhood growing up, and we, like I said, had a few bevs, just
That is a blast from the past.
played through the entire thing, and it was wonderful. The sound compression on all of it is just mwah. It's
Every
perfect.
single sound sounds like it's coming from OG Lavender Town in the Pokemon games. Like
Not
boop, boop,
No,
boop.
actually, no. It's actually a lot better than that. It's like somebody
Okay.
created an entire soundtrack for it, like really simple. for those of you Ginger in the chat, the fun has arrived.
Yeah.
God damn straight. More accurately, the talent has arrived.
Talent.
Yeah, that's been my week. That's been my week, guys, and I'm just, like I said, I'm in a very happy place these days, and I'm just your boy Colossus is doing well.
That's good.
That's all I'll say.
Also, thank you, Ginger, for the host.
Oh,
Ginger Giggles
Hey.
on Twitch. Go check her out. All right. Well, how's your week been, Newt? Thanks for asking, Newt. It's been.
Yeah, hey,
Hey,
Cole,
Newt, how's your
Cole,
week
I-
been?
Hey Cole, I passed that to you. I passed it to you. It's your job to pass it back to Newt. Come
Yeah,
on,
no,
man.
that's fair. I got
It's okay, it's
too
okay,
much
it's okay.
focus on my favorite subject, me.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That's fair.
My week's been pretty quiet, I guess, in terms of like not doing much, but it's been kind of exciting because I ordered a second monitor because so far I've had like a decent like decent quality monitor, but it's only 24 inches, I believe it was. So I've ordered a 32-inch LG GK something.
It's a 34 LG GK 650F-B.
32.
32 GK 650F-B. Sorry, I have the 34s.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm pretty excited for that to arrive. I also just today set up my dual monitor mount. So I've got this one mounted right now, and I'm waiting for the second one to arrive so I can put that one on. Yeah, so it'll be nice for, when we're doing this, like I can have, the stream and chat down here, and then the TWAB and everything on the other one, or when I'm editing audio for the hashtag plug Lore Mind podcast that
Funny you mentioned that.
is on Another Destiny podcast Spotify syndicate.
The little standalone podcast that's just chugging right along, and I still have to record the third episode, but that's up and coming.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, so I set it live on stream, so now I fucking have to.
Yeah. And I also ordered some RGB, which Starlight is happy about, I'm sure.
Yeah. Also, RGB. Also, recently just purchased some more RGB.
Yeah.
I thought you held up the box, like it's like the pristine condition box. It's like Christ alive.
And
It's empty.
Ginger Giggles also has ordered an RGB light strip for her desk.
Yay.
So we're all just RGB now.
Well, to be fair, I had to because the non-RGB fans didn't match the RGB fans that I had in my build. So I had needed to correct that. And also, like, between you and me, Newt, like, Cole's been slacking on the whole PC build. So he needs a few extra fans to help, like, move them along.
Yeah.
So
To be fair, Star, we as a collective could use a few extra fans. Am I right? Am I right?
Nice.
This is me trying to get Cole to do me trying to get Cole to build a PC is just from a distance. I just have like spare PC fans, and I'm like, hey.
I mean, it's actually not a bad plan if he just puts it off for like another year. Like by that time, you and I will have like enough parts in between the two of us. Just build a whole new PC.
Well, he's got
Fuck, they're on to me.
He's got like four case fans and a piece and a CPU cooler. So
yeah, and I've got a mouse and a couple other pieces I don't remember now.
You are if you want the CPU cooler though, you are gonna have to go with the AM4. Just so
that's
you
fair.
know.
I mean,
But
this piece is eventually going to come together like Frankenstein's monster. Like,
right. To be fair, AM4 is the better platform to go on because
I'll take your word for it.
Ryzen over Intel.
Yeah.
For now, I'm happy with my little laptop, and it's chugging along just fine. So
you just told us it crashed Chrome like 3 minutes
we're
ago.
gonna blow right past that, Starlight. As long as you guys can see my face, that's all that really counts, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that I can't open up a tab on Chrome without Discord crashing. As long as you just stick to Discord, it's fine.
Oh yeah, and I played some Rainbow Six Siege this week. That was fun.
Oh yeah, you had a solid clip too.
I had a Ginger Giggles can attest to this. I had a round 6 clutch 3 kill right at the end. I was the last one standing too. I think I was.
Three bullets left. You made it happen.
Not quite. I got 2 with the auto and 1 with the revolver.
Smart.
Honestly,
Check
the
it out on
Revolver
my
Kill
Twitter at ADP Newt if you want to.
you plugging bitch, you whore. But honestly, that last revolver kill that you got, it honestly made me laugh because you turned, you went bam bam, then you turned right back, realized you missed, turned back again,
Well,
bam bam.
it was so weird. He was crouching and going the
And, like,
opposite
moving in the
direction.
opposite
So I was like
direction.
already like I shot and I was pulling back behind the wall because I figured he was about to shoot at me. And I was like, what? Wait, why is he? What? Where is he going? I was like, all right, I guess I'll just shoot him in the back. So worked out.
Yeah. Shout out to Apathetic Eagle in the chat. No goddamn idea who you are, but yeah, nice reference.
Always good to have someone in the chat. Well,
Yeah.
the chat eagle.
I like that username too.
Apathetic Eagle, yeah, that's awesome.
Be
So
nice. He's
welcome.
another raptor. Let the raptors come. Let them come.
I am also technically a raptor. Yeah, no, pigeons aren't raptors.
Colossus? No.
Pigeon? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no, I think I've got a pretty good idea of
Ominous.
who Apathetic Eagle is. Oh shit! I just realized the sound was on my phone. There we go.
yeah,
Like,
that's not good.
I heard this.
That's
I
a
heard
good
this
thing to
really
make
quiet.
sure.
I heard this really quiet. Come from down below. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
That
That's my
reminds me
chat
of
that's 5 seconds delayed.
Gavin Free. What? And he put it as his phone notification. Anyways,
Right.
I think the best thing that's ever come out of Gavin Free's mouth though is, dude, Starlight Falcon.
what?
Oh right.
Oh yeah.
I
No,
don't.
so
I don't know that one.
Starlight's
the
never
first-
told this one on stream.
I was the first person to back in the day, the original steak podcast, I think, for Rooster Teeth. Gavin was monitoring, or it was the preamble or something for the steak podcast that like was, it's not even on the podcast, it was only on their Facebook, so I don't even think you can get it anymore. But Barb and Gavin were talking about, oh, we're gonna make a steak podcast, and then suddenly Gavin's Australian, but whatever. And they're questioning whether or not they were live because Facebook Live was a new thing back then.
Yeah.
And so there's like, oh, no, we are. There we are. Oh, yeah, chat's coming through. And then Gavin just goes, oh, dude. And then he says my name, which back in the day was my full, unadulterated legal name on Facebook.
Oh, was it actually?
Oh.
Yeah, my full name, like
man.
my middle name, my first, middle, and last. And he said it. So I like was, because I was just like, hi Gav. Hi Gav. And he's like, aw, dude. So proceed to watch. I had like 3 hours before I had to go to work that day. I spent the next 2 hours finding a way to isolate that soundbite and put it as my ringtone on my phone. So because I was not tech savvy at all back in the day. So fast forward like 2 more years, and to that day, I think for the remainder of the time that I had that phone, just Gavin Free saying my name,
That's so
preceded
good.
by "Aw, dude," was my ringtone. So I'll take it. Also, Gavin is, I don't know if anyone follows Gavin on Twitter or YouTube, but his way of handling quarantine.
I have not watched.
He does
yeah,
his
fair,
like
dude.
his main gig outside of the Achievement Hunter guys is
Slow-mo.
slow-mo guys, but there's no way for him to do anything slow-mo because he can't have a crew around. So his slow-mo videos are literally him, Meg Turney, filming their cats in slow motion.
So it's like back to the beginning of slow-mo, guys, basically.
Pretty much.
So
but it's just the cat.
is this where Another Destiny podcast promotes slow-mo guys? Because something tells me they don't need this
Yeah.
promotion.
Yeah, check them
I
out.
think they're-
Small YouTube channel, slow-mo
No,
guys.
no.
To be fair, one of them voted for Brexit, so there's
Yeah, that's not
that.
surprising.
Yeah, to be fair, he's like,
Politics in my Destiny podcast? I fucking think not.
Hey,
another
speaking of
Destiny
Destiny, should we
So
talk
how's this
about the
preamble
TWAB?
going? I'm kind of curious. I'm curious as to what Starlight's drinking right now. What you sipping on, boy?
I'd be sipping on the Cosmic Wave double IPA
Oh.
from Tofino Brewing.
Excellent fucking choice. Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
strong drink I mix.
This also stronger than intended, but
Mm,
adequate.
You know what's strong? My will to brute force my way into the TWAB right now, and we're going to the TWAB.
Yeah, as strong as you are. You have two unstoppable egos to go up against.
Whoops.
Like
was
the
at the
living
bottom.
planet?
You know, good reference, Starlight. I'll give you
This
that
week at Bungie for May
Yeah.
21st, 2020. Oh, man. It's only 5 days until my new monitor shows up.
one.
Hey, I
Newt
thought
is
this was about the
counting down
TWAB.
days.
Come on, man.
Yeah, come on.
I thought
Stay
this was
on
about
track,
the
Newt. What the
TWAB.
Okay, I'm
fuck's wrong
sorry.
with you?
Right.
You're right.
Christ alive.
I'm
We
always
have a job to
derailing
do.
this podcast, aren't I?
Yeah.
Christ. Leaving it up to
Cole,
me.
It takes both of our efforts just to keep you in line.
It's
man.
ridiculous, right?
This week at Bungie, something unexpected happened on the way to the moon bunker. So basically,
glitch?
they reached a point in the Lie quest where there was a bug and people could not access a bunker that was required for achieving
Surprise, surprise.
the new old shotgun Felwinch's Lie. But that's been fixed as of hotfix 2.8.1.3. So you can go get your shotgun now.
Yeah, no, I got
Wait,
killed.
so I still haven't played. So can I still get the lie? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's I think
Okay.
just until the end of the season. But then after that, you can't. But the quest isn't too bad. It's like you get like 1,000 shotgun kills, but you can just go to do escalation protocol and just mow down Thrall, or 100 in the Crucible.
Oh, I would just do 100 in the Crucible.
Yeah,
probably.
that
yeah,
works too.
100 in the Crucible
Because
is a
let's
lot
be
easier.
real, I die more than 100 times when we play together, but I always get at least one kill. So as long as I have a shotgun.
Yeah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Starlight standard.
A 1-to-1 ratio, exceedingly average.
No, sorry, it's exceedingly average. That's the Starlight principle.
That's exactly what Newt said, you dumb bitch.
Oh, I thought you said exceeding the average.
Nope.
No, God, no.
Oh,
We never
okay.
expect that from any of us.
Thank you very
Let's,
much.
let's,
Hey.
let's move on. Let's move on.
With the
Newt has a
upcoming
job to
addition
do.
of a max power level to your gear, players have been asking how acquisition methods will be changing. We have a breakdown from the Destiny dev team on how we're keeping the items you earn from legendary engrams and core activities relevant during a given season. We're going to talk about some changes that are coming in Season 11 and the way the world loot pool works. So they're basically going to say that people are struggling to, or like what they're finding is the loot pool is bloated. And so if anybody wants a specific weapon, it's very hard and frustrating to seek out and achieve that weapon. So what they're going to do is every season gear... Oh, sorry, hang on. Let me just start from the beginning of this paragraph. This shared pool can also be unwieldy. If you are looking for a specific role of a specific weapon, a pool too large can make it statistically challenging to find, much less with the role you want. Starting in Season 11, it will be curated both for relevance and overall size to strike a balance between the number of rewards and the chance to get a sought after drop. Every season gear from previous seasons will be added, and any gear that would no longer have a max power level greater than or equal to the current season cap will be cycled out to ensure that drops are power relevant in the current season.
Ugh, that's
and then,
a lot of words.
Yeah, so then they give the world pool for weapon drops that will be coming in Season 11. So there's things like Uriel's Gift, True Prophecy, Honor's Edge, Gnawing Hunger, Last Dance.
Oriole's Gift. Good auto rifle.
There's a bunch.
Ooh,
I'm
Night
not going to read through them all just because
Yeah, yeet.
that would be
As long
boring.
as I get
Ooh.
Watch.
If you still need a weapon or weapon roll from the current Vanguard, Crucible, or Gambit playlist that isn't on that list, go grab it now. Okay. So I'm a little confused by this because I feel like for the longest time people have been saying that there wasn't enough loot in the game, and now they're removing a bunch of it. Like,
Man,
am I misremembering that? Like, I swear people were upset because there just wasn't very many weapons.
okay, all right. I'm gonna say one thing real quick here. The people that are complaining that there aren't enough weapons, that there isn't enough loot in Destiny, can fuck right off. Honestly, like, come on. How much can you
Well,
complain?
now
if you want more,
now that's untrue. But I believe it. Like, at the beginning.
no, still, there is so much variety. I mean, yeah.
Well, for
I don't know, man.
I'm thinking they're not just thinking about this; they're thinking ahead. So they're going to be looking at, with the inclusion of new Season 11 weapons, like it could have been too saturated. Just like we could have had too saturated of a loot pool. So
That's
they
a good
felt
point.
that like they rather than be corrective by waiting until season 12 to reduce the loot pool, they saw this, noticed that hey, we're gonna have an increase in loot drops because of XYZ reasons. So we're gonna
Burp.
need to decrease the loot pool a little bit
Yeah.
to make it more
Man,
to make it more manageable.
I just feel like
Honestly, I have all the weapons that I really care about. Like I
Same.
haven't wanted to grind for anything in a
yeah,
while.
but keep in mind those are going to be phased out now.
Yeah, but not the exotic.
Well,
So that's the important
for
part.
Pentacles, if you could still use them in the Crucible, and you can still use them
That's
in regular
true.
strikes, so they're not technically gone. People are freaking out about these weapons like as though like they're turning to dust in their hands. So Thanos did the whole snap.
Well,
They're
then only
not.
half of them would turn to dust.
You know, Starlight, I'm gonna come over there and beat your ass.
No, you have to do it from 6 feet away. COVID.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of. You throw the RGB at me, I'll throw them right back.
Go on. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I'm tired of people complaining about the smallest things like like not enough loot, total bullshit. And now that all of these implementing things are happening and they're sunsetting a bunch of weapons. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't this happen during the Taken King campaign back in D1? Now I joined during Taken King, so I wasn't there for the transitional period.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, what's happening right now in Destiny happened before in D1 with the Taken King. So
Yeah. I do feel like it's hard to draw lines between D2 and D1 though, just because they're so different. But I do agree, like point taken, like people should be expecting this. I just feel like
people need to be a little bit more lenient with it.
Yeah, I just
And to be
find
fair,
that the issue isn't. Sorry, you go finish your.
No, I'll say one last thing. It's like the people that are complaining are the vocal minority. I think like they are
Oh
very,
yeah,
like
always.
these people who are incredibly negative about the game they're way too loud. That's all I'm saying. There are a bunch of people that enjoy the game. Like just recently, our buddy Harry Peppers, who was in the chat last episode, he started Destiny a week ago, 6 days ago, whenever we had our last podcast. He's currently at 9 at this point today, probably like 970 plus for his light level, and he's just
higher than I am.
Yeah, so get on it, Starlight.
I'm at 965 in Iron Banner right now, so this is
yeah, man.
Zoinks.
So anyway, I'm saying that there are people that are
like
still enjoying the game, and
Scoob.
can't say that you can't say that on the stream, Starlight. Come on, it's 2020.
Scoob.
Yes. I'll shut up. I'm just saying there's too much negativity, and people need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I do agree with that. There is definitely too much negativity. I just personally think the issue wasn't so much the large loot pool. It was just like I would love it if. How about this for an idea? You're like, hey, I really want a good Ural's gift, but it's really hard to get one.
Yeah.
But I got one back in the beginning of D2, so let me go into my collections, click on it, and then I can choose a bounty, say for example a forge bounty, or like a forge weapon bounty. Like pull that from collections, and then you can go complete certain tasks to get that weapon. Like they could even be like you can only have 5 a week, so that you don't just end up with a god roll of every weapon immediately.
That would also introduce some issues with balancing though, with just by having it as a bounty, maybe as a quest, because bounties historically give XP, which you would people would be able to grind out they would be able to grind out non-stop.
Well, that's why the weapon bounties for the forge do not give XP, I believe. Or maybe it's just the bounties. But yeah, you could just have it not give you XP. Yeah. It's just a weapon bounty. That's purely it.
Yeah, okay. I'd be down with that. But just the ability to get bounties or infinite quest steps without having to return to a focal point like the tower or a vendor.
Yeah.
That would just introduce some balance issues.
Yeah.
Unless they got it right the first time.
Yeah. But anyways, overall, I feel like I don't know. I find the large loot pool isn't really the issue. It's the difficulty of achieving the weapons. I feel like there could have been better ways to achieve that, but I also figure because I know weapons aren't going to be phased out at the end of every season. So, there's going to be season 11, these will be introduced, but then in season 12 there'll be new ones introduced. they'll both be available at the same time. Then in season 13, like you'll probably have like 3 seasons worth of loot pools all at once that are usable, and then they start getting phased out. Like, so I eventually there will be a decent amount, but it just feels like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like we're once again getting caught up on a snag, which is partially my fault.
No, it's good. We'll
My
move
bad.
on.
Yeah.
Lock and reload. Here's another one that is a hot topic.
Controversial a little bit.
Yeah. Alongside the changes to the world loot pool, we have some changes coming to Destiny 2 Sandbox. This week, we'll be focused on weapons, specifically perk tuning. Here's a quick breakdown from the team on what to expect. Reload perk updates. We've observed that players lean towards picking perks that increase their damage, e.g. kill clip, or reduce weapon downtime, outlaw. The damage perks were adjusted quite a while back, but the reload perks still don't feel like choices. First, some information on the stats that impact reload. Reload stat 0 to 100 and maps onto an archetype-specific reload animation speed. Reload duration scale. Most reload perks also apply a small multiplier to the reload animation so that if reload stat is capped, you still see a small speed bump. Reload empty duration scale as above, but only applies if the magazine is empty. Note that because most weapons have... so the following perks that alter these reload stats are being updated. Outlaw. Slowed this down a little bit. Reload stat from plus 100 to plus 50. Reload duration scale from 0.8 to 0.9. Feeding Frenzy. This was strictly better than Outlaw, so we're changing functionality to be based on number of rapid kills. Changed to increase reload speed based on number of rapid kills up to 5. With 2 kills, reload speed is equal to updated Outlaw. With 3+, it is faster than Outlaw. With 4+, it is the fastest reload in the game. Max possible reload duration scale from 0.38 to 0.8. Max reload stat unchanged at plus 100. Rapid hit. Gave a huge amount of reload and stability for very little work, front-loaded onto the first precision hit. We have updated it so that it still feels good but isn't quite as powerful. Adjusted stacking bonus to give... Okay. Max reload stat from plus 100 to plus 60. Max possible reload duration scale from 0.8 to 0.925. Max possible stability stat from plus 50 to plus 25. Drop mag. Situationally really powerful without a massive drawback. Reload duration scale from 0.85 to 0.9. Field prep, reload stat plus 50, reload duration scale 0.8, alloy mag unchanged, reload empty duration scale 0.6. Okay.
If I land at a 69, I kill myself. Close enough.
So hey, if you rely on something that requires you to reload all the time, you're gonna have a hard time.
Dude,
it's not gonna
I feel like hand cannons are really gonna get hit by this.
Yeah. So what you're gonna want to do is just play someone that smashes everything with melee, and then you don't need to reload melee. Melee's always there for you.
Monte Carlo.
You come home at night. Melee's like a warm hug that you could just cuddle up with.
Are you saying domestic abuse is like a warm hug that you can cuddle up to?
Yes.
I feel like this change, especially when it got to the rapid hit section, thinking of how the god roll spare rations is like rapid hit kill clip or something like that, which I have. I feel when I got to the rapid hit, I was like, I feel like this change came about largely because of spare rations.
That's fair.
But I feel like is that true? Like, do you guys really weigh Outlaw or Feeding Frenzy or Rapid Hit over any other perks?
It depends on the gun.
Yeah, I suppose. I feel like they're good, but they're not like a must-have.
Rapid hit, I dismantle anything that has rapid hit on it because I'm like, fuck.
I can't hit something with a precision hit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Three times in a row. Are you kidding?
Spray and pray. Spray and pray is the way to be. So as soon as it's like rapid hit, honestly, like drop mag was always a huge one for me because I just hold down the trigger and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So drop mag's fantastic. Field prep though, the god tier prep that everyone loves. And that nobody. Man, fuck field prep.
Field prep is fucking worst.
Yeah.
I don't
and
know.
then what was the other one? Kill clip.
Outlaw, Feeding Frenzy.
I Feeding Frenzy is pretty good. Yeah, I do like Outlaw, but only on certain guns. It totally depends on the playstyle that I'm going with in that instant. Like I like outlaw on hand cannons, yes for sure. I like outlaw on oh,
That sounded painful.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of was. I'm eternally bleeding, but that's all right. The doctor said that's where all the blood should be, on the inside.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it on sniper rifles, but yeah,
yeah, a lot of
it's
snipers is good.
ki-
I like how
kind of
they
a no point.
I do like how they changed Feeding Frenzy. Like, it's not like just a full out nerf, it's more of like an adjustment. Like, I wish they would do that sort of thing
The
more often.
Outlaw feels like a full out nerf, right?
Yeah.
Like Outlaw feels like it's being nerfed pretty hard. Like right now I'm looking at Feeding Frenzy and Drop Mag as like the only two, like Feeding Frenzy, Drop Mag, and Alloy Mag. Those are like the only three who are really feeling like they're still gonna be viable, like for the common man, as it were.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna grind out for that huge like reload speed masterwork. Which is another thing. Like, how is masterworking at reload speed gonna function into this?
Good question.
Honestly, at the end of the day, people are going to find another combo that'll work for them within a month of all this change coming into effect. So people are getting up in arms about nothing at all.
Yeah, I do.
So,
I also wonder too, because rapid hit, it stacks, right? And they don't
Yeah.
really like say how that's gonna be affecting. Like, I wonder if each stack will have a different amount. Like, if the max possible reload stat is plus 60, is like 3 stacks gonna be plus 30? I don't know.
Nobody cared who it was until I put on the mask.
Additionally, we're
Used to really
fixing an
adapt to the
issue
darkness.
where perks like
I
Grand
was
Partial
born
weapon
into it,
ammo did not
molded by
respect
it.
shot count for burst weapons. This means that these bursts will now work correctly on pulse rifles, fusion rifles, and burst sidearms. That was something that I never noticed and never thought about, but
I didn't see the light until I was already a new guardian.
Okay, we're done.
yeah, sorry.
Moving on with the TWAB.
So these perks will be more common on these weapon archetypes in the future. Slideways. Whoa, what the heck? That was weird. Slideways, slide shot, ambitious assassin, subsistence, overflow, lead from gold, clown cartridge. So some more just general perks that are being returned. Dynamic sway reduction adds 10 stability over time in addition to accuracy. Reduced reticle movement from stability should now tell players this is working. So basically, the effect isn't being changed, but the visual is, so you can sense it more. Probably just feel a bit more realistic. Pulse monitor, reload amount from 0.35 to 1, plus 50% plus 50 handling, 5% faster swap speed. Oh yeah, so this is interesting. Sorry. So pulse monitor, take critical damage and you can quickly switch to your now fully loaded shotgun. So this works on stowed shotguns too, which was already the case, but makes it a lot more useful. Hipfire grip now helps you hit shots closer to ADS ranges, still doesn't affect damage drop off. So 1.2 times aim assist fall off, plus 15 aim assist, plus 1.7 degrees precision hip fire angle threshold. I'm kind of excited for that one actually, because I've been running a build like with a fun build with like a sidearm that has hip fire. So if that gets a little bit better, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sneak bow actually makes you sneaky now. Now doesn't ping radar when shooting, which I didn't know was a thing.
Oh.
I did not know that. Like, it makes sense, but
Really?
I've never thought about it. That, like, yeah, obviously if you're firing, the radar's gonna ping.
Well, that's how it was back in Halo. So when I jumped into Bungie, like another Bungie game, I was like, "Oh yes, that means they're shooting something."
Yeah,
Like that. So I'm happy that we're getting this, because that was also a thing back in ODST, was like stealth weapons actually made you stealthy. Like you could use ODST SMGs that had the silencer on them and not attract a ton of attention from the Covenant. But then as soon as you switched over to the mag, it was like, oh, someone's firing something.
yeah.
So that makes sense.
Although I feel like it kind of makes sense that like bows in general just shouldn't ping radar, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you see a dude standing up like, haha, I'm gonna get you,
Yeah.
then you're probably gonna be like, that's alarming. But if he's sneaking,
I
and you
should be
don't
worried about this.
I'm in danger.
There we go.
New perks. Next season, we'll have new perks rolling exclusively on the season of redacted weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally,
Sounds about right.
Iron Banner will be receiving 2 new perks on 2 reprised weapons. Future seasons, these perks will begin to roll on other weapons. I'm really excited for exclusive Iron Banner perks. Because I think well, Cole and I at least can agree, like, Iron Banner still doesn't quite have that magic stuff that it did back in D1, like, where it was such an event. I hope, like, if
I
you
can attest to that. Yeah.
yeah, if now I feel like it's gonna be like more like, ooh,
D1
Iron Banner's coming around, like, here's my once a
Yeah.
month-ish chance
yeah.
to get these weapons with these perks.
Yeah, man. Like Iron Banner used to be like when it came around, it was like, ooh, yes, Iron Banner, here we go. Like, time to get some good shit. Now
Yeah.
Iron Banner's like, fuck, another Claws of the Wolf. Just fuck right off with it. It's Iron Banner has lost its magic, and I do hope that they find their way with it again.
Yeah. I honestly think like at least 50% of it is because you don't have the loot drops like showed to everybody at the end of the match.
Honestly,
It's so
I
weird,
really
but I
think
swear
that
that's what it
that
is.
should come back. I want those loot drops, those shown loot drops, to come back where you see what everyone else got
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
That would just make me mad, man.
That was part of it
dude,
though. Like
was part
either
of
you
it.
were
It was-
pissed off because someone else who is like at the bottom of the team got an exotic, or you were that guy at the bottom of the team that got an exotic. You're like,
Thanks for carrying me, assholes.
yeah.
But when you did get that really good drop, where you got like this rare rocket launcher drop, you're like, ooh, cool, and then you go and look at the roll on it, and you're like, yes,
Yeah, and everybody got excited for you, not just you.
yeah,
Or pissed,
yeah. Like one way or another, that's a part of the community engagement that I think is missing from PvP right now.
Anyways, they don't want to spoil the fun of discovering testing the new perks, but they'll give us the names for the Iron Banner perks: Iron Grip and Iron Gaze. We are excited to see the
Ooh.
community break these perks down when the new season begins.
So faster ADS and better recoil.
I hope it's not something boring. Like I hope it's like
Grip-
Vorpal weapon.
Grip, dude, Iron Grip is 100% just gonna be way better recoil control.
Yeah, I do.
Like,
I
you
do
know it.
agree. Like, or
Yeah.
Iron Gaze is like probably
Faster
gonna be like
ADS,
a
faster
spoil.
ADS, and better iron sight magnification.
No, Iron
Yeah.
Gaze, as turns out, Fellwinter had a boyfriend.
Iron Gaze.
That was pretty good. I
Sorry,
like that
that's
one
a-
actually.
that's
No,
a-
I like
that's
that
a-
one.
That's a cheap
That's
joke.
horrendous. That's
That was
horrendous.
cheap. It's funny, but I don't stand by. Oh, I gotta plug my laptop in. Oh, shit.
But yes,
See,
I
don't
I,
have to plug my PC
I
in.
agree.
No, Starlight.
That's what they sound like, but I hope it's like something like that was introduced in Season of the Worthy.
Yeah.
Was it Season? That was what it was called, right? Season of the Worthy.
Season of Worthy, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Upcoming.
current season we're goddamn in.
No, the Saint 14 one. One I had all the new ones.
Oh.
Lead from Gold and.
That was Season of Dawn.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Season of Worthy is the one we're currently in.
Is that it?
Yeah, dude, I'm the one who's drinking right
Come
now.
on,
Come on.
Upcoming
Come on.
archetype buffs. Next season, we're taking a quick pass on a few weapon archetypes that have been underperforming. Slug shotguns are underused in PvE. Slug shotgun PvE damage plus 30%. High impact pulse rifles are underused in Crucible. High impact pulse rifle damage per bullet will be increased from 21 to 22. This changes it from 6 crits to for kill. This changes it from 6 crits to 5 crits and 1 body. For Guardians of most resilience values. I'm excited for that. I would love to see more high impact pulses.
Most resilience values. You mean everyone doesn't have a resilience of 90? Is that not a standard?
Man, I've been trying to bust my resilience past 90 for the last little while. Newt was actually there for that a couple days ago. Whatever it was. Fuck, it's tough to do, man. I'm waiting for a better rolled ACDO feedback fence.
Ooh. You thought you were dealing damage, but it was
But
me.
ACDO.
ACDO.
Still the best goddamn meme I've ever seen. That
I was moderately proud of that one. Not gonna lie.
We see bows are underused in challenging content, and locally we've
Alright, and
observed
on
that
we
it
go.
feels terrible when a bow leaves a red bar enemy at low health. Bow PvE damage versus miners plus 10%. Okay. I don't know if I'll use bows or not still.
I'll use bows if Banshee gives me a bow bounty.
I'll use bows in Crucible, but nothing else.
Yeah.
Because
Bows and
honestly, the
Crucible are
Witch Ender bow.
fun.
Oh, Newt, we didn't go into that, did we?
Oh yeah, I don't think we did.
What we did for you over the last week?
That was last week, wasn't it? That
It
was
was, but
before
I
last
don't. I don't.
podcast. Yeah.
No, it was, but I don't think we ever actually covered it, did we?
Okay, I'll talk about it
Yeah.
after the 12.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
We didn't even did we even talk about our heroic 0-hour run last week?
We didn't. Oh, we still have to do that this week though.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, guys. I hope you all are in for the long run.
Let's fucking go.
This one can be a little scary depending on how you take the wording, which is a little vague. So,
Yep.
future archetype updates. We've been evaluating feedback in our analytics. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So some changes coming. Sniper rifles. Community feedback has been that Revoker and Beloved dominate, and looking at analytics, they account for 86% of sniper rifle usage in the Crucible. And if we include other low zoom sniper rifles, the number gets even higher. We're specifically looking at how zoom translates into ease of use for sniper rifles. We're investigating changes that make choosing a sniper rifle zoom more of an interesting choice. Hand cannons. We're evaluating the hand cannon subfamilies. As an example, we're breaking out aggressive hand cannons to let us tune their range independently of the others. Adaptive auto rifles. Auto rifles are highly represented in Crucible, but generally feel balanced. Adaptive auto rifles are a little higher, so we're looking at them. We're not rolling back the Season 10 buff, but we're adjusting the tuning a little to give other auto rifle subfamilies a chance to shine. So, sniper rifles, I really hope it's not like, hey, low zoom sniper rifle scopes now take 2 headshots to kill. Like,
And didn't they just nerf sniper rifles? Like,
yeah. So I really
last
hope,
season?
and like the way they say it makes me think this too. I hope it's like more like if you use a long zoom, I don't know, some weird effect that could be interesting in a gameplay style. Like I haven't thought of a good example, but like I hope it's more like adjusting and giving new perks to long zoom than
Or
it is
honestly,
to
it's going to be like mid-range zoom does kind of like increase damage on precision because it's obviously precision headshot, but like mid-range damage everywhere else on the body. Whereas if you're using long zoom, it's like crazy damage on precision strike, but pretty mediocre damage if you're just like clipping someone.
yeah.
So because if you're using a huge zoom and you like can manage a headshot from
Yeah.
ages away, like that deserves some sort of reward in the
That
form of
was
damage.
like one thing I was thinking of, was like I think this would be way too broken. Although I guess you can already, using like a well of empowering rift rather, you can like get one shot body shots with snipers.
Yeah.
But like what if like long zoom allowed you from very long ranges, like say from one side of Widow's Court to the other side, you could one shot body shot. Like
Ooh,
I think that would be
been
a
done
little too
before.
far. But like that's the
It's
kind
been
of,
done before.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
To Tower Gaze, back when it first dropped, was goddamn nigh unstoppable.
Yeah.
If you had a Tatar Gaze with I think it was either box breathing or I think it was box breathing, you could get a one-shot body shot kill.
That's true. I don't remember.
All I know is that Tatar Gaze was the hardest hitting sniper for a few weeks there
Yeah.
until they nerfed the absolute fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I'm also like 50% talking out of my ass right now. So, hey.
50% out of my ass, 50% out of my beer
Other ass.
mug. I don't know what you're drinking.
Dr. Pepper and rum, man. It's a good combo. It's
50% of the time he's talking out of his ass. 100% of the time.
correct.
So the hand cannons, we're breaking out aggressive hand cannon so as tune their range independently of the others. See what that means. I do find it interesting how they're saying that auto rifles are generally highly represented in Crucible.
Yeah.
And yet are, because of the reload nerfs, that's going to impact hand cannons hardest. So auto rifles are probably just going to get a bit stronger after, like, actually no, auto rifles are definitely going to get stronger after the nerf to reload perks, because you don't have to reload as often.
What do you think is going to be the next class of weapon that we see get nerfed? Outside of what they've just announced.
I I don't know. I feel like there
Telesto.
isn't really anything that stands out a lot right now. I mean, obviously, like people use snipers a lot, but I don't think that means they're broken. I think that just means they're good.
It's part of the meta right now. Like there's always
Yeah.
going to be a meta that people come across.
Yeah.
But one thing that I found was I forget where it was, but it was on the Destiny subreddit, and it was ranking the number of users of certain of different weapons. So it had the Recluse as number 2, and can anyone guess what number 1 most used weapon in the Crucible right now is?
Revoker.
Uh, no.
Oh, Hardlight.
Still no.
Uriel's
Oh,
gift.
really?
No, it's Fellwinter's Lie.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
that makes
yeah, but
Because everyone got it, so everyone's trying to use it.
yeah.
Figure it out. But I also don't know how broken Fellwinter's Lie is, so I'm wondering if like
It's
It's
decent.
not terribly broken. I
It's
mean,
not
it seems like
broken.
just that it has more range than your average shotgun. But other than
Yeah.
that, it's about the same.
Yeah, it's just good.
I
Like
was-
it's
I
just
was
a
just
good,
wondering
solid shotgun.
I was just wondering if that continues though, if people continue to use Fellwinter's Lie because of the additional range,
No,
if we're gonna see something come down the line.
Or
to-
I
shotguns.
don't think
like
one
Nerf
shotgun
shotguns.
that they recently introduced.
Yeah. Oh,
would-
but they could just
would
balance
cause
that
the
gun
entire nerf.
specifically, right?
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
right
but
now,
mostly.
like it's really good. I think they're at the point right now where they don't really need to nerf any weapon archetypes. They just need to adjust specific weapons within those archetypes.
Yeah.
And I
I would
think
say
they, in
auto
fact, need to
rifles,
buff
yeah.
some archetypes. Like fusion rifles would be nice to get a buff, or
Yeah.
maybe
I
start
don't-
arms could
Yeah,
use
no,
a little bit of
honestly, man,
something.
fusion rifles I think are good where they are.
I
I
haven't
don't
used.
think I don't think they need the buff.
but
I guess they
go
just
out of
don't
my way to
feel
use
as
a fu-
nice.
I don't go out of my way to use a fusion rifle for any reason.
Oh
Like,
hell, I do, man.
Like I mean a fusion rifle is great, but it can, for me, it's a solid mid-range choice for Crucible, but I can get the same I can get like the same like time, what is it? Time to death. I can get
Time to
very
kill.
similar. Yeah, I can get very similar time to kill results from just spamming every button all at once with my like risk runner, just because of like
Fair,
the high
yeah.
rate of fire. But also just I don't want to be also a special ammo farm for the enemy team, because if I'm going in with special ammo every single round and dropping it, and then they pick it up and then I die again, but I drop 2 more, like that's part of what's hurting me from, and why I usually run primary ammo only weapons even in Crucible, is because I know that if I'm just donating special ammo to the enemy team every time I die, that it's only going to get worse for me, because I'm going to start getting sniped. I'm going to start getting like fusion rifled like from mid range. But yeah, for me, just the having to stay on target and charge the fusion rifle kills the fusion rifle's usability for me.
Yeah,
Like,
just gotta get yourself a what is it? Not quick swap, backup plan, fusion rifle, and then
Yeah,
those
call
are
it a
nice.
day. Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing, is that my just my level of play is I'm not playing as much as I used to, which I'm trying to correct, but obviously it's not working as well as I thought it would.
Yeah. So items leaving at end of the season. This is important to know. Access to the Seraph bunkers on the EDZ, Moon, and IO. Makes
Ooh, I
sense.
need
Warmind
those.
bits. Makes sense. Fourth Horseman exotic quest. So if you're like me and you're lazy and haven't got around to doing it yet,
Neither.
go get your
Already done?
You get your horseman.
Horseman.
You're a horseman. I'm
horseman.
gonna pronounce it like that from now on. The fourth horseman.
Yippee whippee yip! Come on, all right, let's go.
The Lie quest, legendary lost sectors, which fine. The Warmind Kanjali seasonal artifact, which obviously.
Yeah, all this shit's going away. Yeah, all the seasonal shit's going away. Yeah, all right.
Well,
yeah.
the two that remember the fourth horseman and the Lie. Like
Yeah.
Those are big.
you don't get those, and you for the foreseeable future, you're just not gonna be able to get them again.
Yeah, well, I'm willing to bet they'll cycle both the fourth horseman and the what was the exotic machine gun that came from the Guardian games?
Oh,
The
the haha machine gun go.
the heir apparent. No, you just can't use you can't use a machine gun in the Crucible. Gun go.
Yeah. And then we just got the videos of the week, and that's it. So remember, get your fourth horseman, get your lie, or
Get your
witch's
lie.
lie.
Get your lie.
Get your lie on.
Also,
Okay.
guys,
Also,
I hate to do this to me, but I have to unplug my lights
Your
and
lights.
RIP my only RGB that I have.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Wait, sorry. Alexa, make the nerd room crimson.
Waiting.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty good.
I'll
That's pretty
take it. Just that's so blown out though.
Yeah, it really looks like
Yeah,
you've got a sunburn now.
So sunburned.
Didn't you know I just turned Sith? in
Oh,
that, like,
whoa,
one moment?
lean back like that again.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, I don't like that.
Alexa, time to stream.
I think I'm gonna go with
There we
green and blue for my
That's a little
RGB.
better. Yeah. Also, another solid one is lime green and purple. Get a little Joker vibe going.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna go like Canucks, right? Green and blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you ever want to win in the Crucible, you wouldn't support the Canucks.
That would be funny if they weren't a good team now.
Sports on my
Yeah, I
Destiny
know.
podcast.
That's the worst part. They are actually really fucking good right now.
Well, they're good.
Hey,
I would say they're
man,
really
I'm
fucking
sorry.
good.
I'm sorry. Could we just back up? Isn't hockey not happening right now? So technically, no teams are good.
Yeah, I suppose. So what was it? A couple weeks ago, Cole and I finally got me. We went through the broken throne, shattered throne.
Well, we
And-
went through the Shattered Throne to get you your Izanagi's Burden.
Yeah, which I had never got around to. I was just like slowly chipping away. It was like every like couple weeks I'd be like, oh, I just completed a quest step by accident. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
God, you got to stop forcing him, man. Like,
yeah, I know. I'm gonna rupture something.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, by the way, so I think what's that? 3 for Cole, 1 for me.
I think it's 2 for Cole.
2 for Cole. I mean, there one I didn't count because it's kind of like a little bit of so. But yeah, sorry, go.
But yeah, so we were running through Shattered Throne, and we were like,
Oh,
hey,
sorry. Ginger Giggles made a request. Alexa, make the nerd room violet.
while we were running through the Shattered Throne,
No, that's so much worse.
we were like,
Just
hey,
think.
we should just get the Wish Ender while we're here.
Well, I said that. I said, hey, do you have those tokens?
Yeah,
It's like, do you have the dreaming tokens of Eravix and yada yada yada? And Nuke goes, yeah, I do. I went, okay, so here's what you have to do.
I'm like, yeah,
you have to
what are they
take this-
for?
Yeah, I was like, okay. And I said, well, let me fucking show you, bud.
Violet
And,
is not purple. You're right, Ginger. Sorry.
Just say purple. God
Whoa.
damn it.
Alexa, make the nerd room purple.
God.
I was gonna do it on my phone to not interrupt, but
Ooh, that's
see?
so much better. Nah, that's
it's
Alexa,
like
make
it.
the nerd room yellow.
no.
Anyway, sorry,
you're
Nuke,
on
go
my
ahead.
phone.
That was it. We got the Wish Ender. We got Izanagi's Burden.
Yeah. So like in the same night, Newt and I managed to net both Izanagi's Burden and Wish Ender for him, and the Wish Ender bow for me in
Yeah.
in the span of a couple of hours. And the fact that both of his quests actually lined up
Yeah,
for him
so
to get
perfectly.
both Wish Enders and Izanagi, it was so well done. And we burned
I
oh
don't-
god, what the hell is I should know this.
I don't remember her name either.
The
You're talking about the witch at the end, yeah?
witch, yeah.
Here, I'll look it up for you.
No, I can do this.
Okay. Well, when you give up, I'll tell it to you.
It's not Iruyut, is it? No, Iruyut's one of the Death Singers.
Well, what
Yeah,
were
I
we
know.
talking-
I've lost it. I cannot remember it right now.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I really like the Wish Ender in PvP. That's for sure.
Man, it's broken as fuck.
Yeah.
And anyone who wants to complain about it, just put in the effort to get the bow yourself. It's
I'm-
not easy to do.
I
It's
feel like we're
really not
probably
easy.
like 2 of the 3 people who don't have the bow anyway, so
Yeah, that's a fair point.
hey, Rookie Monster, thank you for the follow.
Actually, Starlight, no, what we've got going on right there, that's a really good color because it contrasts really well with your shirt and your hat. So I keep it at that color.
Dulan Karu?
yeah.
Is that what it is?
Dueling Karu. Yeah, that's it.
That's her name.
Hey, Rick and Monster. Oh, yo, what's up, man? Thanks for the sub.
Follow.
That's awesome. The follow. What? I don't know the difference. I'm not in charge of the technical shit.
Tomato,
No.
Tomato potato.
Go back to the blue Starlight. But Rick and
Yeah,
Monster,
yeah.
welcome to the
The chat.
shit. The chat. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I'm like my mind is trying to go between the podcast and the chat. I'm looking down at my phone. I'm looking up at here because anyway, yeah. But Newt and I put in some work and we got him 2 really good exotics. And welcome to the Izanagi's Club, my friend. The only other person in the ADP goddamn clan who has Izanagi's burden.
Hey, if y'all want to run me through that point at some point when I'm done the Starlight grind, I am more than happy to get it.
Dude,
but
I'm so happy because the more people that have the Izanagi's burden gun, the better.
I
Now,
think
question
like
is-
over like I think I got it over something like 6 months.
Yeah.
Like I just got the quest line and then I just happened to complete steps until I reached the lenses of the Watchers on the Leviathan or whatever it is. Now when
Yeah,
I
I mean,
actually had to be
that's-
like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. Like I actually had to be like,
that takes like
yeah,
15 minutes,
it's
though.
super easy. But it was
It's
like,
just
yeah, the first thing that I was like, okay, I'm going here specifically for this quest. Up until then, it was just pure chance.
Yeah.
But
like,
yeah, Wish Ender is really good about really good. Sorry, go ahead.
no, actually, you go ahead with your thing because I had a question. So
Yeah, no worries. I was just gonna say Wish Ender's really good at countering snipers too, because you can just like you can see them through the wall, just peek out, shoot, and like immediately go back in. And like you don't kill them with a headshot, but it
My
really fucking
favorite-
frustrates them.
My favorite thing to do in the Crucible is to whip a grenade behind a bunch of cover. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one in the Dreaming City where it has like point B is out on a cliffside
Sorry
and
about that, boys.
heavy is right next to point B,
Mhm.
like down here.
Yeah.
I think that's anyway. I love whipping a grenade behind cover and then using Wish Ender to track them when they're coming out from behind cover and being like,
Oh, that's a good
"And
idea.
boom! Yeah,
That's
it works so well.
Leading with
I
the nade.
honestly
honestly
thought
feels like you're cheating. It feels like cheating. It's like
I honestly thought that what you were just gonna say is my favorite thing to do in Crucible is whippets.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys!
woo!
Hey, Cole.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I think you have like just like some small little snippet of
Oh,
lore
boy.
that you wanted to go over.
I just might, yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to hop
So,
into
for
that?
those of you, is that a good segue, or does anybody else have anything else to say about all that shit?
I guess I'll just say I'm nervous after reading that TWAB, but I'm still hopeful that come the
It's a transition
arrival
period.
of the pyramid ships, there's gonna be huge fucking like reset and adjustment of the game and like new game
It's not-
mechanics.
It's not going to be this upcoming season, though. We have to stress that.
Yeah. Whenever the pyramid ships arrive, I think.
Which is going to be.
Oh yeah, that
the
is gonna be.
drop in September.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I mean like their big fall
Oh, we got
expansion.
Yeah,
Their big
the
fall.
fall expansion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the pyramid ships are going to hit at least the Kuiper Belt in the next season, which we still don't know the name of, but we're going to see them surrounding the entire solar system. We're going to see. I'm calling it right now. We're going to see the destruction of at least one planet, maybe
Yeah.
not one that we actually know of.
Probably
Hey,
Pluto.
I would love it to
probably
not be
Pluto.
destruction.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to be able to still go there and see it like fucked up. Like
no,
I would-
See,
actually, I
here's-
disagree, man. I want to see one of our locations fucking annihilated.
that'd be cool.
I-
too,
Not be
guess.
a
I can-
go back.
I will say that if that were to happen, we're looking at far-reaching lore consequences because, as we knew from our lore mine dive last week into the timeline of Destiny, that
Yeah, we did.
the 9 are creations that were created through the gravitational force of the sun and its 8 major planets, which means that if that force no longer exists, one of the 9 will die.
Well, if it's just a moon,
So
I think it'll be okay. But yes, I agree.
Okay,
That'd be cool
yeah.
if like if they took out Mars or something and then like
And
one of the
one
9
one
died.
of the 9 dies.
Yeah, that's a really cool
Can you
idea.
imagine? Well, also, what would happen? Like that's not. That would be great because it's multifaceted. It's like not only what happens to like Rasputin, who's the like one of the major players on Mars,
Yeah,
but also what
yeet.
happens. But what happens with the 9 being that like their source of power, like the force that brought them into being, is now gone. So what happens to them?
Yeah.
Like, do the 9 become the 8? Does Zur suddenly go away and we can't get stuff because he's like mourning or something? Like,
No.
it could get crazy.
There's a penny pinching salesman.
I was sent here by the 8.
It just doesn't have the same range to it.
Yeah.
I guess that's something else we should discuss too, is the
What?
fact that the whole lore surrounding the Lie quest. Have you been paying attention to that, Cole?
Kind of, sort of. Not as much as I probably should have, because the worst part about me being the lore mind for this cast is
Homework.
Yeah.
No,
It's homework.
I don't like spoiling shit. If I know that there's a quest that I can complete and there's lore from that quest, I don't like to spoil it ahead of time.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
to be there and experience it in game, and so that is one of my feelings as a lore mind.
And yeah, I agree too. Also, there's probably people in chat, and our listeners who don't want to know about that quite yet. They'd rather go experience the Lie mission themselves. So I guess maybe next week we can go over the Rasputin Fellwinter connection.
Sometime in 16 days and 14 hours and 16 days and 13 hours and 49 and a half minutes. We can go over that because I'll have it by then.
Hey Starlight, how much does it kill you that this time spent is time that you could be spending doing the Starlight grind?
What do you think the second screen is, man? Like, hashtag Starlight grind in the chat.
I would honestly be super down for you to be playing Destiny at the same
That would
time.
be so
whenever Cole's doing his lore mind dump, I'm just here like grinding out Destiny.
Yeah.
Dude, would actually be so sick.
Okay, well, I feel like talking about all this is a fairly decent segue into the lore that we were promised last week. So I'm gonna sit back, relax, and
promised last week, and I am very happy that I'm honestly, once again, I want to say how proud I am of you boys for putting together the all of the research that you did into your specific areas. And once again, well done, guys. That was an awesome episode.
I'll take it.
But sit back and let the master into the room.
Oh, it's so loud.
I know.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Master
is free.
Master has given Dobby a lore book.
Fuck.
Right. So what I promised 2 weeks ago was that I would look into Eris Morn and what she's been up to post Shadowkeep. Turns out,
no spoilers. I'm not done the campaign yet.
Well, Starlight, you might want to sign off of this right now, then, because this is about to get a little bit spoilery.
A little spoilery.
We're getting into Shadowkeep spoilers here. We're getting into Season of Dawn, Season of the Worthy, all of that kind of season, a little bit of Season of Undying spoilers, but basically post Shadowkeep. So if you don't really want to know what Eris has been up to, then you can turn it off right now and listen back in, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour, however long it takes me to do this thing. But I'm going to start off with a lore tab from the Waking Nightmare ship. What was that?
Starlight.
What'd you do, Starlight?
Nothing. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Continue.
Are you updating right now?
No.
That is fucking hilarious.
He was gonna go try to play Destiny on the Xbox. There's an update.
What we're looking at right now is we're looking at Starlight just kind of did a little flail, and we're looking at his TV screen right now. There's just the Destiny 2 update.
Oh, don't worry. It's stalled at 0%.
Oh, that'll kick in and you'll be done in a couple minutes. You'll be fine. But like I said, I want to start off this whole thing by reading the Waking Nightmare lore tab. The Waking Nightmare is a ship that dropped at some point, so I'll get into that later.
Sorry, what was it called?
The Waking Nightmare. Waking Nightmare.
Can you spell that?
WAKING
No.
FUCK space YOU space STARLIGHT.
God, I hate
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
God, I hate. Okay. All right. Let's get into some lore, shall we? Ikora. The nightmares continue to haunt us. The nightmares continue to haunt us all, but we are fighting back, taking power from them, using the strength gained to fuel our crusade against the darkness. I'm coming to understand what the costs will be. It will take more than many are willing to give to overcome this threat. The road ahead is treacherous and presents unforeseen challenges. Steel yourself. I still believe in a future where our pain and hardship was not in vain. We will make our trauma theirs. They will know suffer. Clarity in action. Eris Morn. So that was a letter sent from Eris to Ikora.
That basically just like, yeah, it's like the introduction to the story of what Eris Morn has been up to. Sounds
And
like.
so what we're learning is that emojis did not survive the collapse.
They did not.
What?
But so
Lol, hee.
I have a little bit more to go into, a lot more to go into here. So
Keep going. We're into it.
this next bit is what I've written myself. The darkness has clearly been tempting guardians and non-light bearers alike since the collapse. This much is obvious. From Rachel Azir's eventual fall to the light and the embrace of the darkness, to our guardian's encounter with the darkness inside the pyramid ship at the end of the Shadowkeep campaign, the darkness has been tempting humanity for a long time. It's no secret that the darkness works through subterfuge, fear, and offers of power instead of outright attacks. Well, I mean, at least until it's much too late to do anything, if reports of the first collapse are anything to go by. With the return of Eris Morn in the Shadowkeep campaign, we saw an incredibly powerful ally against the darkness take her place on the board once more. Eris revealed to us that the moon has been harboring an ancient threat ever since the collapse.
Moon's haunted,
pyramid
yo.
Of the darkness. Moon's haunted.
Click.
just hold on. Zavala. Moon's haunted. I wonder if that actually worked.
I think so.
Yeah. With Eris's help, we armed and armored ourselves by defeating nightmares from our past and ventured into the pyramid ship, only to end up with more questions than answers. The darkness spoke to us directly, not to threaten us, but to put fear into our hearts, but to offer salvation. Sorry, not to put fear in our hearts, but to offer quote-unquote salvation with a capital S. The darkness was offering power and safety if we joined with them. There is evidence to support this in both the unveiling lore book. Okay, sorry, I've got to go full screen on this. This text is way too tiny.
Mm-hmm.
See if you had two monitors, you'd go full screen
Sorry,
on one.
I will
have the
fucking
shadow
smack
put
you.
on the other.
Fucking smack you.
Dual monitor team.
Okay.
Second monitor squad. Twin monitor tango.
Stop.
Backhand smack squad. There is evidence to support this in both the unveiling lore book, in which the darkness speaks to us directly, stating in no uncertain terms that it wants us to join it. So the darkness wants us to join its team. And in associated lore tabs for the pieces of gear acquired through the Garden of Salvation raid. These pieces of gear tell the tale of the Kentark 3, a fire team of 3 guardians who ventured into the Black Guardian. Sorry, who ventured into the Black Guardian. Oh boy.
Whoa, I didn't realize this was your own fan fiction.
Oh god, it's the wrong tab. Oh shit.
This week's first official slurp slurp.
Oh no.
Slurp
I
up
hope
that
that
darkness, Guardian.
Please God, no.
It was
of the 3
dark
guardians who
and
ventured
spiky
into
and
the Black
slippery.
Garden, but found a power none of them could have foreseen. The darkness offered power to them, and they took it, elated to find this new weapon that they could control, at least they thought. In the end, they all turned against each other and were destroyed, their armor and shattered ghost shells, all that remain. The Kentark 3 were offered power, and took it to use as a weapon against the coming storm.
I'm sorry, what were they called?
The Kentark 3.
Can you spell that?
Like,
If
no
you
joke.
can't spell it-
Can you actually spell?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Kentarch space letter number 3.
Got it.
It's an
Okay,
elite
sorry.
info.
Go ahead.
So, if you guys were listening there, does that sound familiar at all?
Damn it, you caught me. I was too busy
Yeah, I know,
thinking about our jokes.
Yep.
No, I was not listening.
Okay,
But
don't worry.
please extrapolate.
Don't worry, guys. I got you. Remember back to the Wakey Nightmare Ship's lore tab all of 5 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
In Eris's letter to Ikora, she states that, quote unquote, we are fighting back, taking power from them, using the strength gained to fuel our crusade against the darkness. Here's where it gets really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
The Waking Nightmare ship dropped in Eververse during the Season of the Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Shadowkeep and the Kentark 3 and the entire raid associated with that was back in Shadowkeep. That means that it took 2 whole seasons for Bungie to drop this ship in. I hardly believe this is coincidence, considering the ship's design is directly influenced by the Scarlet Keep motif. If they had dropped this ship and its associated lore tab with Shadowkeep, then we could have chalked the above quote up to Eris fashioning us the Nightmare Bane armor and weapons to use against the nightmares, taking power from them and all such. All of that happened before the cutscene that showed Eris's interaction with the statue in the pyramid ship, but they dropped this ship after the cutscene.
Yeah.
With all of the examples we have of the darkness offering power to servants of the light, I think it would be a fool's gambit to discount the idea that Eris has in fact taken on powers from the dark, much like the Kentark 3 did. I think Eris has tapped into powers that we cannot even fathom.
I mean, I think that is entirely possible because she's basically done that before as well. She kind of unwittingly,
Hive magic, right?
Yeah.
She's a practitioner.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. She made a choice between taking power from the Hive and using her ghost to lead her out. She took the power from the Hive, gave herself the third eye, which gave her the sight to get out of the Hellmouth.
Yeah.
So there's that. So the only consolation I can take from this is that if there were anyone to take up the powers of the dark and be strong-willed enough to resist falling, it would be Eris.
Exotic weapon ornament, yo.
Yeah, right? From losing her fire team and her light to Crota in the Hellmouth, to making a deal with the dead Ahamkara to get her out. Okay, it was Hive or Ahamkara, one way or another, however you want to look at it. From heading a crusade against the Hive and the darkness to us helping her banish her self-loathing and survivor's guilt through the quest steps to finally set her friends to rest, I think that Eris Morn is the only one who can wield the powers of the dark and forge it into a sword to strike into the heart of the enemy. Can Eris be trusted? Maybe. Probably. But powerful people have fallen to the darkness before. Who's to say what will happen? All I can say for certain is that I'm convinced that Eris will be a very powerful ally. And if she does turn, we're going to have to be the ones that are going to put her down.
God, that would be the best raid boss.
Eris.
Yep.
Oh man, I really want that now. I really, really want that now. Should have both like the Hive and the darkness going on.
So TLDR or TLDL didn't listen. Eris has in fact taken on powers from the dark, and we can only hope that she has the strong enough will to wield that power.
Yeah.
Well,
You believe.
yeah,
And
but
I think it's a worthwhile belief as well.
one thing that I think would be insane is because the deep and the darkness working in tandem with like
That's the same thing.
well, yeah, the deep / darkness is what I'm saying. But like the worms don't know the darkness as the darkness. They know it as the deep. Yep, and we're back.
Might be I hit the wrong button.
What'd you do?
I went to the stream starting soon.
So
Oh, that's hilarious.
like I know this is a far-fetched thing, but it's kind of hard to imagine Eris as a raid boss because it's like raid bosses are like usually larger than life, like they're physically bigger than us, right?
What
Yeah.
about emotionally bigger than us? What about emotionally bigger than us? What if Eris becomes a raid boss?
Yeah, sure, but like it's hard to see them falling into the motif of like a raid boss when what would be what I think would be super interesting is like still Eris, but imagine Eris just like centaur fuse to the head of a worm god. Like
Nasty.
like she's essentially like in the worm god's like the maw of the worm god, like half fused, controlling it because like she took over it using like hive magic or like the Ahamkara.
Well, it's entirely possible because here's where it gets kind of cool: is that the throne of the Taken King is still vacant.
That's true.
we killed Oryx by rule of the sword logic. We should have taken up that throne, but we didn't. We kind of fucked off to do our own thing. Now the Hive
Yeah.
are like, "Who are you? Lead us."
um, I like that idea. I don't know, or I don't think I don't think Eris is gonna become a raid boss. I don't think she's gonna turn, but I really love the idea of it. I
like the
don't
idea
think that Bungie would do that. I don't know.
I have
Or-
a personal theory that Eris will eventually take up the throne of the Taken King, and take the Hive and fuck off Outsystem.
That'd be cool. I would like
And just,
that.
like
well,
take
or if we're
take the Taken as an enemy out of the like off.
Or
the,
just
off
use
the board.
them.
Yeah.
Use
Yeah,
them to
my-
fight back the darkness.
well, if
Her
we're
own shadows, if you would.
well, if we're gonna be going through and like, I'm playing from the
Yes,
reflection.
I figured that's what you were doing.
But so if we're going through this and we're like, I'm just gonna put this down because this is not working. Hi guys, Starlight Falcon here. You can find me on Twitter at ADP Starlight.
How
You
do
can
you spell that?
You can spell that capital A, capital D, capital P, capital S, TARLIGHT.
Oh, I should have written that down.
Anyway, so if we're going towards, because like the traditional binary thought of the light and the dark, or the deep and the sky, like if we're looking to move past that as like good, evil, and they're going to give us the option to like start embracing darkness powers, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
they've done a good job as setting up Eris as the liaison for the dark, for Guardians, like having the Guardian and the Drifter like be all like gray Jedi about it,
Yeah.
and like the Guardian, the Drifter,
would
and
be sweet.
Eris, and
Yeah.
Eris just being like, yeah, totally, let's go
That
and do
would be pretty
darkness
sweet,
stuff.
honestly, yeah.
Because I'm gonna have my own humanity with darkness and hookers. Anyway, continue. I need to get bounties.
No, of course you do. For those of your audio listeners, Starlight has full on turned away from the cast and is
Hey, I'm here. The headphones are on.
yeah, of course they are currently talking to Zavala, and yeah, we'll eventually go to a gameplay cast at some point, but this ain't it, Chief.
This pretty blue bastard.
So that's my theory. That's what I got.
I also just wanted to mention, in conclusion to last week when I was talking about this kind of stuff, and the pyramid and all that. I didn't know this, but I was watching a Mylan Games video.
Shout out to Mylan Games.
Mylan Games.
And so in one of the collector's editions, there's lore that reveals that, the anomaly, like the PvP map with the giant anomaly in the middle. Inside of that is what's most figured to be, like pretty much guaranteed to be, one of the the volleyball that Eris picks up at the end of, or that we pick up and give it to Eris at the end of Shadowkeep.
Wilson?
The relic. What is it? No, not the relic. What's it called? The fuck. What? The thing. Not the relic.
Eris,
The thing. The artifact.
Eris,
Oh my god.
Eris, I have retrieved for you
The fuck.
The fuck.
I
but
get
yeah.
exactly one fuck.
There's one of those pyramid artifacts
And
inside the
to my big
anomaly.
titty goth GF.
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead, Newton.
yeah, one of those pyramid relics is inside the anomaly. K1 Logistics found one. The aeronautics of China working under Clovis Bray. They came across one, and it was transmitting the signals outside of the solar system.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, hey, it's a cutscene, guys. Cutscene.
oh, there you go.
There's
Oh, you found a
with the
bunker. Wow, well done.
Because I was over there in the bunker.
Man, I can already tell this podcast is not going to have very high numbers on Spotify.
Oh
No.
God, I almost spat out my drink through my nose. God damn it, Starlight.
But yeah,
Ugh.
that was my thing.
Sorry, Newt. Go ahead with your lore.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Well,
I just didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
Actually,
Yeah.
sorry guys, just so you know, I'm not actually playing. This is just me setting up because of the load times on Xbox. So I thought I might as well just get this started while we're in the podcast and give it the 17 years that it needs to load into the tower before. I got my bounty, so I'm back. You have my undivided attention.
Did you guys I guess Cole specifically, did you know that there was a pyramid artifact inside the anomaly?
I did, yes.
Okay. Cool.
So is it specifically called the anomaly?
The PvP map and the device
Oh.
that's sitting in the middle of it, yes,
So
it is called
the
the
word
anomaly.
anomaly has been tossed around quite a bit.
With-
What you want to look out for in the lore is when it has a capital A in front of it.
Okay.
Like quote unquote the anomaly with a capital A
Is
the one that
the
they're talking
darkness and
about.
the light converging?
No, is the one that they're
Oh.
talking about on the moon, on the map anomaly. Everything else with a lowercase a is just kind of something that they can't quite explain. Like when Osiris went outside the oh, Newton, help me out here. What's the radius of the solar system called?
Sorry?
Pluto?
No, when Osiris
Yeah, I
went,
know what you mean. Like the
yeah, basically when Osiris went out to that point, he encountered quote unquote an anomaly, but it was essentially his ship could not deal with the fact that the darkness was fucking with his system.
Right.
Yeah.
The
And
like
there-
that all systems failing, but everything's fine.
and there was nothing that he could do to quantify what was happening.
Yeah.
That's technically an anomaly.
Yeah, no, that's an anomaly just means a set of like a point value outside of acceptable point values. Like
yeah,
it's
exactly. Yeah.
so but what I'm wondering is that what did they call the convergence of the light and the darkness during the collapse that resulted in the pocket dimension that the Awoken arose from?
They call that. I don't think there's a proper name for it.
I think you might be right. I think it might have been called the anomaly.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, let me look it up.
I should be the one looking it up, but man, fuck it.
Something mysterious and strange happened to them at the edge of human-controlled space, which altered them forever. Citation needed.
Yeah.
Well, great, fine, thanks.
Um
Anyway, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Give me a
it
sec.
does say it. It does say it. Here. So this is from when Mara is drifting on the edge of the light and the darkness. She feels a contest, a battle fought, an equilibrium reached, not a truce but an infinite limit. She howls, a feral sound, ecstatic and lost. She knows what's happening. Too much power is gathered here. The universe is appalled by the paradox. Nothing that has
Actually,
glimpsed this collision.
You might want to slow your speech down there because this is fucking fascinating.
Okay.
Let's absorb everything.
She feels a contest, a battle fought, an equilibrium reached, not a truce, but an infinite limit, like an equation dividing by zero, a collision of two violent eternities. She howls, a feral sound, ecstatic and lost, a wolf baying at the stars. She knows what's happening. Too much power has gathered here. The universe is appalled by the paradox. Nothing that has glimpsed this collision of infinitudes can be allowed to escape. The cosmos must censor its embarrassment. It must sequester the anomaly. But it's little a anomaly, so it was just like a word that they used to describe it.
Okay, so I've always been thinking about it as like hard A, the anomaly.
Yeah.
The anomaly is the point at which the light and darkness met.
Became the Awoken.
Yeah, because and I've even just like even in my head when I'm thinking about it, I've been talking about that's bright, sorry, blowout on that. The anomaly as like that's what I call like the anomaly is what I call the pocket dimension.
Right. Yeah.
In my head, like they come from the anomaly to the rest of the universe, realize that time has blinked forward into craziness. But no, where were we, lore minds?
We were.
I think we were wrapping up.
We were probably wrapping up at this point.
Yeah.
Well, wait, guys, what about the heroic Zero Hour. What about?
Oh yeah, no, we did do that recently, didn't we? So
We finished it.
last week we did talk about myself, Newt, and Tibbs going through the Heroic 0 Hour and completing that and getting the catalyst for the.
No, that was me. I got it. I did it.
Shut up, Starlight. I'm doing this. Oh god, that hurt a lot. There's a lot of gastric acid.
He's already in the lead. I don't know what he's trying to prove.
Yeah.
Hell.
You're already winning, man. Don't hurt yourself. We're worried.
I can't quit while I'm ahead. I just can't quit. But what I'm saying is, last week we talked about how myself, Newt, and Tibbs went through and completed 0 Hour and got the catalyst. But recently, within the last week, myself, Tibbs, and Starlight went through it. And so Tibbs and I completed the second fifth of the Warmind particulate that we have to complete. But Starlight was
Number
a goddamn
one.
superhero. Starlight was number 1, and he actually completed the heroic 0 Hour for the first time.
That worked out so well. It was like the first 3 times that we went through it was like hell,
Trying.
and I could not do it, and it was just grinding me to fucking like fine sand. And then suddenly, as if out of nowhere, everything clicked. I started getting the
Yep.
mantling and the and all of the platforming down like super easy. And then it was just like, oh, you're just like, oh, the 2 of us will take down this walker, and I'm just like, yeah, it's okay, I got this one.
Honestly, Starlight was a goddamn. He was a star throughout the entire thing. Like it took a couple of runs through to get the mechanics down, and then it was a snap thing, and then everything worked perfectly in sync.
That was
I
complete
love
luck.
those moments with this team that I work with, guys. Like we've got Newt, we've got Starlight, we've got Tibbs, we've got Dungeon Lunch, who at some point might play with us.
Yeah,
Again,
come on, Lunch.
come on, man, get in on, man. Come on, man. And
Come on, man.
fuck, he
Come on,
doesn't
man.
watch this podcast. He's never gonna hear this. But it's those moments that I do live for in Destiny, is when the
Very
team
true.
comes together to complete the objective. And I mean, we completed like the objective with like at least like 30 to 40 seconds to spare. Like it was so well done.
Yeah, I was worried. Like I was seeing it count down, and we all wiped. It was the final damage phase, and we wiped, and it was just like no. And
They
then
were,
we
like,
we
3
barely
minutes
got back in time.
left. Fuck. Yeah, but we pulled
It
it
felt
off.
good. It felt good to get that catalyst, and I'll eventually get everything up
So
to par.
you still have to do the heroic thing.
No,
4
shit.
times.
I got the catalyst. Shit.
For it to activate though. Oh yeah, also I activated within the last week I activated my my Worldline 0 catalyst.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Right. We just randomly were doing escalation protocol and happened to be the right boss.
Yeah, I was,
Solid.
Newt and I were doing escalation protocol. I was like, you know what, I haven't done it in a while. Checked my Worldline 0 catalyst. Let's see. And we just blitzed through to the 7th boss. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen this boss before. Just ran up, whacked the boss with the sword, and all of a sudden it was like, catalyst completed. I was like, oh yes. So happy.
It's a good feel, man.
Newt can attest to the otherworldly noises I was making.
Yeah, I was not expecting that big of a celebration.
It's a
I was
here
so
comes a dramatic reenactment. Courtesy
Dramatic?
of Starlight. A dramatic reenactment. And that's what Colossus sounded like when he finished his Worldline 0 catalyst.
You know what? That's actually pretty accurate. I'm not gonna lie. That's not even like for the bit. That's actually really accurate.
Wah-ha!
Well, if anybody who was listening made it through this far, that certainly just scared them off. So I figure we might as well start wrapping up here.
Yeah, we might as
Yeah,
well.
we can do that.
I've been riffing for the past half hour. I got nothing else on my plate. So,
Thank you.
I'm more just I'm itching right now. I'm itching to get into that.
Yeah.
dude,
Just
actually, if you're playing, I'm so down. I've got
I'm just intermittently twiddling my thumbsticks.
twiddle my thumbsticks instead.
Hey, so thanks everybody for dropping by in the live
Dude,
chat.
leave us alone. Starlight and I have some business to attend to.
Thank you to Ginger Giggles for the host, and Rookie Monster for the follow. And also 2 days ago, Mean Maria followed. I'm not sure
Oh,
who you
thank
are
you,
if you were
Maria.
here, but thank you very much for that follow.
Hell yeah.
And
Also, I have to find out who Apathetic Eagle was because I still don't know who the hell that is. It's fucking bugging me.
But also, really big thank you to everybody who listens on Spotify.
All
Really
4 of
appreciate
you this week, but yeah, we love you too.
Our followers on there are the bomb. Thank you for that.
You guys are the absolute best, and you on Spotify are the reason that we keep doing this. So
yeah,
thank you, and we love you, and keep being awesome.
and so we're sitting at 28 followers right now. I figure if we reach 50, when we reach 50, I'd love to do like a little giveaway.
Yeah.
But I mean, people on on Twitch, we can contact. But if you listen to us, I don't have any way of contacting you. So if you listen to us on Spotify, so if you're interested in that, once we reach 50, I'll have to set up on Twitter. Just a heads up. So if you want to go check that out at Podcast Destiny on Twitter. We're also Another Destiny Podcast on Spotify, Another Destiny Podcast on YouTube, but I never upload there, so don't bother going there.
Also, we might as well just ditch the YouTube account at this point.
I mean, I'll eventually start uploading.
Yeah.
Actually,
Once we hit 50.
But most
You know what?
importantly, but most importantly, if you're listening on Spotify, we'd love to see you in the chat. So if you want to drop by live, another Destiny Podcast on Twitch. Sorry, Cole, and you were gonna say something there?
Nothing really important. I was gonna say that on my screen, my TARDIS background and Starlight's crimson background makes it look like a TARDIS that has a crimson side to it, and I took a screenshot and I'll send it into the chat, and that's all.
Oh, gotcha. It's not the same on Twitch, unfortunately.
Nope, and I realize.
We do really apologize for the lack of concurrent or lack of scheduling rather.
Yeah, it's hard.
We try to keep to it, but with life and with my variable work schedule and with COVID and everything, we're struggling against the machine. But if you're on Twitch, and you ring that bell, you'll get notifications whenever we go live.
That's true.
And you'll be able to join us hopefully somewhat regularly, because we love to have you guys in the chat. Looking at you, our regular chat goers.
Yep.
It's actually hit of heart, by the way, Starlight. It's a heart on Twitch.
No. You if you hit the bell, you follow, right? It's the bell. You follow for the bell. The bell is the notifications with the bell and the bell. And you ring the bell. Then the bell tells you, "Hey, they're playing," like a town crier.
You're playing too much Animal Crossing. You got bells on the mind.
Hey, I'm looking at a bell that says "Turn notifications off," which
I'm
not gonna do. Yeah, it's on our Twitch page, guys. Come on.
If you guys do want to let us be aware of your existence of like tweeting at us, just use the Another Destiny Podcast hashtag or Loramind Podcast or
Vindication.
I'm a professional. All right. Well, Cole's frozen, so I think he's about to crash. So, Cole, where can people find you?
Oh no, Cole's frozen.
Hey guys, look, I'm back.
You're back, yeah.
Yeah, goddamn right, I'm back. People can find me on Twitter at ADP Colossus. ADP.
How do you spell that?
COLOSSUS. Starlight Get Fucked. Also start using the hashtag Starlight Get Fucked, because you know what? Starlight can get fucked. You guys can also find me on Xbox. My gamer tag is the Colossus, capital T, capital C, put a space in between the two words, and find me and hit me up, and we'll play some games together. And I still don't have a PC, but if you guys do,
no, you have 4 PC fans and a CPU cooler.
I've got fans. Oh,
4 fans.
Starlight, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter. You guys can find me on Twitter at ADP Starlight. That's at Alpha Delta Papa Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Lima Indigo Golf Hotel Tango.
And I'm the loser.
Yeah, so you can find me there. If you guys want to play on Xbox, Starlight Falcon, you guys can help me with the hashtag Starlight Grind. 16 days, 13 hours, and 15 and a half minutes to go. We will make this work.
Well,
82,
guys,
82 levels. That's all it takes.
if you guys really want to have some fun, you could add Starlight on the Switch because apparently I mean, you could give it your absolute best. You could give your best because he still hasn't added Ginger.
Wait, what? Ginger, no. Ginger, no.
So you can find me on Twitter at ADP Newt.
hey,
The E's
yeah,
a
hey,
3.
Hey Newt, where can we find you?
Newt, can you tell us where we can find you? We're waiting in anticipation.
What platforms can we find you on?
Are you on any platform specifically, Newt?
Do you use the internet, Newt?
Is there
No.
internet?
What is life?
And also, I forgot to mention, check out the Spotify stream for Loremind. Cole's brand new podcast, focusing on the lore and Destiny, where he's just about finished the Black Armory papers now. So look forward to that this weekend.
True.
If
And
everything
also,
works
if
out
you guys
correctly.
have any suggestions as to what I should start talking about next? I'm thinking about going into the last days on Kraken Mare. But other than that, I'm kind of open. My books are open for this. So your lore mind is up to your pleasure. So
Hey.
let me know what you want to hear.
And don't forget that starting sometime coming at you August 2020, look out for Starlight Cooks with the Destiny official cookbook.
Oh yeah.
I actually want that to happen. If you're plugging
It's coming out the day before my birthday. So like,
yes.
I mean, I kind of have to, right? I'll make at least one thing, and then we'll see where it goes. But Starlight Cooks, coming sometime August 2020.
Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be great. Alrighty.
Starlight. That's such a great.
Shall we end this dumpster fire?
All right. Thanks for tuning in for this. Thanks for tuning in for this mishmashed episode. We will attempt to have more structure in the future, but for those of you that stuck with us this long, we appreciate you. Hey, Newt, what should people always remember?
Hey guys, spoiler: we won't have a structure.
Yeah.
People should remember to go check out Ginger Giggles _ on Twitter or Ginger Giggles on Twitch.
True.
All right.
Hey.
The real MVP of this entire thing, the talent behind the screen.
The real talent.
See you next
And
week-ish,
Probably
I
get to on
suppose.
stream at some point, but we'll get to that later.
Some point in the
Goodbye.
next 6 to 14 days.
Goodbye.
Time for another Disney podcast.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Nailed it.